Recording.
Okay, you still haven't figured out how to use that disc, correct?
He still has not figured out how to use that thing yet.
Okay, we need to make sure that happens because I have a feeling you can't digivolve, or at least won't do so into what you want if we can't make that work.
Oh, I'll just quash that right now. That has nothing to do with it. He just has yet
Oh,
to
okay.
install it properly. It has
Okay.
nothing because, like, as you remember last week, as guess I might goes into doing this as a reminder. Last week, you guys had returned back to a HQ after defeating the Digibeetle dungeon, and got money, got your Digizoid that you got for free and purchased an extra one from Jokermon. Jokermon said he's going back, so you guys took him back to HQ. You guys rested for the night, and
And we were gonna basically try and get the stuff purified and then made into something usable for once they digivolve.
yeah, it is currently in an needs to be made into the metal that could be shaped into weapons or armor. You guys had decided to head to the volcanoes where Tyranmon says he thinks he knows someone who could help with that first step. But also during your night, you noticed Centaurimon, I think specifically noticed that lots of the Digimon are slowly changing, which is odd because normally Digivolution is like instant changes. What he's seen in Tyrannomon and some of the other Digimon in HQ seem to be gradually happening. Because, how evolution works in real life.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys head out after sleeping in and doing things the next day, and you reached about there for the night. So I had you do things, and Tyrannomon still can't install the chip, and I don't remember if it was the night before, if it was this night, but Blintmon and Centaurimon had weird dreams of controlling a body, and one side didn't work for a second.
Oh yeah.
They woke up as a cloud of the X program, if you were to believe what it is, was coming towards them. So yeah. Do you guys continue onwards to the volcano area towards the place that is marked on your map? Which
Yeah,
did I?
so are we able to? We're not able to get there in one day from here, right?
So I would say that'd be a 0.5.
Oh yeah, we were skirting outside of the desert.
3, 6.
Also, I don't know why, but my roll d20 is a bit framey today, so this is a bit.
About what?
Roll d20 seems to be a bit framey today.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It just means it's pretty slow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sometimes that happens to me. It's going fine right now, but
4,
I've definitely had it before where it feels like it
7,
just does not want to run.
10.
Yeah.
13. You would, yeah, it'll be really late if you want to exhaust yourselves to get there, which you probably shouldn't. That's just
Yeah, let's not do that.
Before you guys get into, because you'll get to there where the edge of the volcano area is. Tyrannomon, you don't have to worry about this because this is basically where you've lived and your body has been acclimated to this, where you don't have to worry about the intense heat that happens. But there is, in
Yeah.
fact, volcanoes everywhere. Some not active, some that look like they are active and are spewing out like magma and stuff.
Yeah, but that is concerning to me at the very least, because I am, to my knowledge, rather flammable.
I could be heated up, but it probably doesn't work for me either.
Um, it is at this point, going forward, that you will need to, at any time half between the day, you'll have to spend an extra ration, in quotes, to regular ration, I'll say, uh, traveling through the volcano
Yeah,
area.
we also had some hopefully cooling rations.
Mm-hmm.
I can use my ice water. Finally.
Oh yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. It's up to you what you want to do with it. The two of you were given 3 rations each of the cooling, regular cooling stuff. He said it might work, but he wasn't sure.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay, Blitmon, what are you gonna do? You gonna use the water, or are you gonna use the cooling food first?
I'll save the water for an occasion. I'll use some of the cooling food.
All right. Then for the rest of for half the day, you don't have to spend the extra. You don't have to spend when you eat it. It feels quite refreshing, like you're biting into like a really like juicy fruit or something like that. And as like water kind of like spews out as you're biting into whatever it is you want the food to be. Um,
This melon almost seems like it has water in it. How
God
odd.
fucking damn it. But uh, you will not have, if you eat this as your ration for the day, it looks like you will not have to use an extra ration uh, to compensate for the intense heat.
All right.
And I hope the rest of you, other than Laura, are you keeping track of everybody's rations or just your own? I can't remember.
I've been keeping track of the party's food,
Okay.
because I have it marked as 12 days worth of food for the party, and then 3 days worth of cooling rations, which I think we were given 3 days. Like, we were given 6 of them in total, I believe.
Yes, in total, yes, for you
So
and
he and I
Blitmon.
each have one for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I have now
So,
marked it as 2 days of cooling rations.
yes. So if you just use the cooling rations, every 3 day, every time you use, when you've used up all 3 of those cooling rations, take off just actually, how would it be? Because it'd be 3 per day, and you're using 1 of each of those. Every
Per 2 days, we'd use
per 2
3
days
days.
of per 2 days of rations, you can take off 1 of the party's worth of rations, because Tyrannomon's the only one that's eating the basic rations.
Huh.
All right.
I mean, hopefully we won't be here for terribly long.
But you do reach.
Wait. I just had a very dumb idea. Hold on a second. I want to check something.
Okay.
I might not need to worry about this. Where is the section on it? Ah, here we go. No, not that one. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna, since I have unspent DP, can I take Nature Walk for fire?
Are you looking to see if you could take it a second time?
Yeah, it says the first rank is free and does not have a cost, but you can take up to 2 ranks, so the second one costs 1. So
I'll allow it only because Kaz has Nature Walk Fire.
right, that's why I was like, oh hey, if we're going here, then maybe I like, was like, hey, how can I copy your adaptations kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then
How
and
do
then
I?
it just makes traversing a little bit easier.
Uh,
Yeah.
it says you've gone over, my friend.
Yeah, because I have to increase the number there. Now it's good.
All right.
Nice.
How do I want to do this then? Then in that case, if you like realized, I think this would be a good idea to do this. You don't have to use the cooling rations then if you want to just give them to Blimpmon.
Yep.
Yay!
Um,
More for me.
actually, no. I'm gonna say for now you still have to. Uh,
Okay.
I will say because you've learned this as you are traveling, and your body hasn't been to the area yet where it would acclimate to there. So
Yep.
after you've been in the volcano area for at least, we'll say, 3 days in total, not exactly have to stay there for 3 days, but you have to be in like the
Mm-hmm.
you'll have not have to worry about the environmental effects of it.
No, I'm still sharing.
Yeah, you're still sharing. But Tyrannomon, you know this place really well as you've been through here. Uh, it's where you originally started, where you've been walking around doing odd jobs, helping with maybe the mining of one of the uh, ores and stuff of the area. Oh, sorry, I have really bad hiccups all of a sudden. Um, and he leads you to where he points to a. If I believe I upload it. I did. Let's hopefully doesn't make it freaking gigantic when I do this. Just give me a second. He points out. Tyrannomon points out a rather large volcano up ahead. Larger than you have any seen. It is currently dormant and does not look like it is active. And he is pointing you towards that direction. And you'll have to rest for the night because you'll have to probably climb up. He says you'll have to climb up a little bit of the. Well, climb in quotes. You'll have to go up a specific path to get to where the city is located.
Okay.
So it is now night. Who is not going to take a watch? Which, in this case, is now required in case, a volcano starts erupting and you have to. It's less about the wilds, more about the environment in this area.
Right.
Yeah. I could take a watch.
I could also take a watch.
Okay.
My flight might be helpful in catching glimpses of things from afar. So,
All right.
Yeah.
For starters, Tyrannomon, you know what I need from you if you're gonna continue to do this.
Uh, what you need? Sorry, I
I need
forget.
need a computer check.
Okay. Okay.
And
I believe.
so close. If I was one higher.
Oh.
God damn it.
Roll me a D100, Kaz.
Okay.
Oop,
Oh.
too many. I'm gonna take the first one.
28.
All right.
Yeah.
I need the people who are awake to make perception checks for me. Who are awake for, you know. Okay. That means you, Kaz, because you said you were going to stay awake.
Oh,
All right.
or
Yeah,
15.
15.
All right.
Oh, sorry. So, you guys are perceptive enough that any falling rocks or things that might disturb your camp, you're able to catch before it happens and go out and stop it away from camp and then come back to camp just to keep a watch for it. With the many volcanic eruptions from active volcanoes and things like that, there's shifts and rocks everywhere. Um, but somehow you guys are able to sleep through it. And also no crazy dreams tonight, so got that going
okay.
for you. So heading to here. I don't have a map for the city because of how I'm gonna do this. You reach the base of the volcano that Tyrannomon is taking you towards, and he follows a path that goes up the dormant volcano. That eventually the path leads to go inside of the volcano, in which it enters into a a a city that is domed, that has a several pipes and things going down into said volcano. The city itself is domed in that it's completely encircled in some form of material. Because as you enter into the city, it is significantly cooler than it is outside, than it is inside.
Okay, so this volcano is very dormant then, because otherwise there would be a lot of heat trapped in here. So this is all probably like frozen magma from way back when it used to be active, would be my guess.
You may make me knowledge checks if you wish to figure out some things.
18.
Uh,
13.
Shadow, you're not quite sure about why it's like this.
Sure,
Law,
glad they installed the super AC.
Law, your best guess is that they've somehow incorporated some kind of technology to keep the heat out of the city. You also can guess that probably those pipes go down into the volcano, into the magma that's below you.
Okay, so it's less that it's very dormant and more that they've got like heat sinks or something going on.
Kaz,
Gotcha.
you would know that because you have lived here before. So,
Okay.
you got a more of a bonus than 13 because you knew where you were from here. But yeah, you basically know that you're not quite sure on how it exactly works. But you know that it's to do with them using the magma as power for something to keep it cool inside here and not be a giant greenhouse burning everything inside.
Using the heat to power a big air conditioner or something, perhaps. For
Yeah, no,
net
there's just a
cooling
giant fan.
everything.
There's just a giant fan hanging from the top of
Yeah,
the dome.
exactly.
I'm just kidding.
That would be hilarious.
Uh, and it's still relatively early because you were like literally right outside. It's probably like, depending on what time you get up, it's anywhere between 11 or 10, 11 to like noonish. Probably closer to 10, to be honest. But
Yeah,
cat
sleeping in while in this area doesn't seem wise.
uh Kaz, I need you to make me a knowledge check to see if you can remember where this guy is that you know, uh, where his old shop was. It's not a hard check. Uh,
Uh,
it was a 15,
6.
right? Yeah, it'd be 17. Yeah, you can
Okay, so
easily go and find, and we lost Shadow in roll 20.
Ooh. His roll 20 might have full on
One
crashed on
moment.
me.
You find his shop in what you know as the more industrious area where they take all the ores and stuff, or like buy ores and stuff from the mining, from the various places in the area, uh, and they forge it down into things that can be used in around the city, or even sent to other places like the to Astali City, where it's more industrious than here. Uh, and you go in, and the person, or the Digimon rather, running the shop is like, I had it open and now I'm
Normal
angry.
people too. No discrimination.
Person describes a human, not a Digimon. That's the problem. I get to reopen this now because I accidentally closed it and I thought I still had it open. I'm trying to think of what it was now, because I had it like, oh, that would be an interesting Digimon, and now I can't remember what it was now. I'll just where is on here the tags? I'm just gonna open up a random Digimon so I can just open up the type grouping. Where was it? I believe it was under you. That's a. Is that a? It is. That's not. Definitely not. Not that. Where? Who was it again? Nope, not them. They're more of a. I'm trying to remember which one I had it of these, and I can't remember. Fuck, I can't remember who it was now. I had it and now I can't remember. Well, actually, wait, is that a? I mean, they can be. I could do. Actually, you know what? In this case, it would make more sense to be freaking. You're considered just to be. Yeah, you're considered to be just a dino. I think the smart thing, since they're considering what you are, I think it would make sense if it was a another where the fuck is dinosaur? There it is. Probably. Actually, you know what? I was gonna make it that, but that seems to make more sense if it was over there. I think I'm going to specifically make the shop owner. I'm gonna I'm gonna make it a Master Tyrannomon.
Ooh, nice.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
When you enter in, and this shop is really big, because it kind of has to be, because you know the Tyrannomons are big normally. Master Tyrannomon is slightly bigger than you, um, and I think he sees you come in, and he. Do you have? Let me just ask you this, Kaz. Did you as a Tyrannomon have any specific identifying things on you, or do you just look like every other Tyrannomon?
Yeah, I'm like every other Tyrannomon.
Okay. Um, you've never known how he does it. I'm gonna do it like this because it'd be hilarious. It's hilarious. You never know how he does it, but he always knows like he always seemed to know which Digimon he's talking to, even if they look basically the same. You've noticed that because he's had the employ of several other Tyrannomon and other Digimon that are just like a dime a dozen, who are just the same Digimon. Uh, but he sees him come in and he's like, "Oh, hey, I haven't seen you in a long time." And he like reaches over and pats you like on the head, which is like basically his claw hand is bigger than your entire head.
That makes sense.
It was like, "How you been? How you been? How's the brigade been treating you?"
Oh, it's been it's been good. Uh, yeah, we've just been doing some odd jobs for them around.
Odd jobs, huh? I mean, you
Yeah.
guys, you guys help protect everybody else against wilds and stuff. I would expect you'd have more to do than odd jobs, but all right. What you doing back here with your new companions? I'm assuming, looking behind you.
Oh. Um. We're. Uh. I actually forgot. Sorry, I actually forgot what our mission was.
We were coming here to see if we could get some raw Digizoid refined into something usable for forging.
Oh. Yeah.
Uh, do you
We
say that
expect
in
to need to
character?
make
La, do you
equipment out
say
of
that in character? I have to ask this.
it. I guess it's up to Kaz. Would you want to just be handling this, or?
Uh. Yeah. Sure. Like Centauromon can like whisper it to in my ear, and then
Okay, your
I
ear
could
that you
say
have.
it back. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, and then I repeat it back to him. Back to me.
Everybody working in this shop immediately just stops what they're doing.
Oh.
Um, the master Tyrannomon looks back and just like, "Hey, don't stop working." He's like stares at all of them, and they all get back to work and is like, "You need Digizoid refined, huh? That's a pretty rare find. Did
Yeah,
you
well, we had to work pretty hard for it, and I almost got turned into paste, so.
All right. Did you? He kind of like looks at you. Is like, where did you get it?
Some old dungeon buried deep in the woods somewhere.
So
A friend helped us find it.
you really, huh?
Yep.
That Digizoid is very hard to come by.
It is, and your services come highly recommended.
Yeah, even out here where it's more regularly found. I mean, looking back to everyone else, like, oh, okay. I mean, do you need it made into stuff, or do you just need it refined?
Well, I know someone back in my home city who I believe can do the actual building for us, but I don't know anyone who would be able to refine it. But our friend here thought that you would likely be able to do it.
One
If
moment.
not, is there someone else that you would recommend us speak
No,
to?
like I can do it. It's just that
Or is this more of a you would also like to then be the one who works on it afterward?
I I can refine it, no problem. Working on it, not really my thing.
Okay.
But
I
there
was
is
I
just
wasn't
a
sure if that's what you were what you were thinking.
there's just a slight problem that I thought the brigade members would have sent people to go check, but looks
I
like
mean, we are brigade members. We can go try and solve your problem if it helps.
there's been a problem over the city, especially here. The how could I hmm. Our forges for refining have been not as hot as they used to be, as best I can describe it. It's no problem for like regular ore, but for something like Digizoid, it's not going to be enough to refine it properly.
Is there something malfunctioning that's causing the heat to be low?
We've sent out requests to Apollomon and the brigade, and haven't heard anything back from them.
Hmm. Well, then, since we're here, assuming that my companions are okay with it, I think we could try and take a look and see if we can help out. I can't make any promises, but we might be able to figure something for you.
I can't
Yeah.
I can't fix the I can't refine those refine the Digizoid until it's fixed, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, then it would certainly behoove us to check it out.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Let's go.
Okay. Uh he says if you want you can how are you carrying this Digizoid, by the way?
Uh, Blipmon's cargo hold? Question mark.
I mean, he could probably carry one of them. Cause it is probably the size. Uh, it's less. It doesn't really say if Digizoid is heavy exactly. It's just incredibly hard, which I would think would mean it would
I
make
mean,
it.
I know some of it, like blue Digizoid is like incredibly light to the point that it like makes you lighter, for example. So like some of them at least are like I think they all kind of have different properties, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
let's see. Uh, blah blah blah. Uh, if Blintmon is carrying them both, I'll say your flying movement goes down to what your regular movement is. So you can only move 8 if you're carrying them.
That's fine with me.
Because the only one I wouldn't allow it with is yeah, blue Digizoid, and also maybe if you had gold Digizoid, it's not heavy at all. apparently, according to this.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys just gonna go out, try and find a member of the brigade or the guard? What
Well,
are you
so
gonna do?
I like. Does he have any? Like, is there someone here that we should talk to, or
He
like
just
someone who's in charge or who has an idea of what's going on that we can help to investigate?
one of the guard, or there's not really anyone from the brigade right here because, like I said, like most of them all are. Each of the cities are guarded, or the day-to-day stuff is worried about like with like the guard and stuff, not really with HQ itself.
Yeah.
Uh,
So like who would be in charge here that we could talk to, or like
uh, I don't.
who might have information?
There's not really anyone from the guild here as far as he knows. So the only thing he could say would be to talk to maybe one of the guard.
Okay, but like there's no one in charge of the guards, or like there's not
No.
like a Digimon who's like, the mayor, whatever or anything like that.
Apollomon. And
Okay. Fair enough. He's doing other shit. Got it. Okay. Fair enough. I guess let's go talk to the guards then.
all right. You walk around, and I would like, if I remember who the guard are specifically, 1 second. I would like. Actually, would you know, Kaz? Probably. Let me just make sure I've given the right ones who actually the guard are. I will say the most common Digimon that you found just kind of like walking around are in fact Tyrannomon. So, hmm.
I mean that does make sense.
So, yeah, Kaz, I guess give me a. You're really the only one who could make this check. Really, give me a. Your stuff was all the same anyways because you don't have any bonuses. So just give me 3d6 plus 2 or 3d6, whatever.
Uh, uh, 10,
10.
I guess.
Yeah, I can make that. It's gonna be really hard to find just a regular guard running around because, like, you know that most of them are Tyrannomon because that's just like a Digimon that thrives really well in the volcano area. Uh, but you could search out for either a Triceramon, I believe, a Triceramon, or one who's higher up than they are, Metal Tyrannomon.
Okay. Um, uh, Triceramon.
Uh, okay. Just give me a. If he tells you, tell everybody else that.
Uh, no.
No, you're just gonna go look for yourself.
Yeah.
Then give me a perception check if you can see if you can
I
find
mean,
them.
honestly, that makes sense. He knows his way around better than we do.
True.
Okay. 15.
15 is good enough to find a more what's the word I'm looking for? You know from being here that it would be better to try and find a Triceramon than a Metal Tyrannomon because Metal Tyrannomons are when they evolve into Metal Tyrannomons, they are told they are basically given the job to how do I want to word this? Uh,
Assassinate people.
I mean, you say that, but kind of.
I figured like they're like soldiers essentially.
Yeah,
Is that like the
they're
right
like
way?
more soldiers than they are guards. Yes.
Yeah.
There's fewer of them, but they are more deadly than Triceramon are. But you do find a Triceramon kind of just doing a patrol around the city. Uh, and what do you say to him? Is my question. If you're gonna just go talk to him,
Um. Sorry. What? Who is he?
A Triceramon.
What? Oh. Okay. Um. Is he doing anything right now?
He's just on a patrol right now.
Okay. So hey, I'll go up and say, hey, what? How? Hey, what are you? How? What are you? Hey, I'm. Okay, I see. Hey, what are you up to?
He stops. He turns around. He is bigger than you, obviously for
Yeah,
starters. Uh,
I'd imagine. Yeah.
uh, and he looks to you up and down, realizes that you're not one of the guard. Is like, I'm on patrol, citizen. How can I help you?
Oh,
Unlike Master Tyrannomon, it's obvious he can't tell if you are. He can tell that you're not a guard, but he can definitely not tell that you're a brigade or anything else like that.
oh well. Okay. He can't tell.
It doesn't look like it. He called you a citizen to your face, thinking you're just a regular Tyrannomon that's walking around.
Um.
Are you? What are
Well.
the two of you just following him? By the way, just like behind him when he does go up to this Triceramon.
Well, I
Yep.
thought he had said he was going off on his own. So I figured we were like hanging out doing something else.
Okay.
We can be there though. I'm fine with that. My impression was that he was doing his own thing.
That might also make sense.
All right.
I
Continue,
figured like
Cass.
maybe we can be like investigating because I had an idea like I wanted to see if we can figure out where like whatever like pipes or whatever connect to the forge, like see if we can trace where those go to figure out where the heat comes from and see if there's like
Okay, yeah. Kaz,
anything
continue.
for that.
Okay. Um. So yeah. Do you I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So where do I have a question? Do I talk to that
Yeah,
Triceramon
yeah.
and um how do you guys funnel your heat in here to make the Digizoid?
Uh, he squints at you, feeling like you should know that answer. Uh, uh, well, regular ores, we shouldn't have a
I'm
problem. Yes, continue. What did you do? You say something before he says anything?
well, because I kind of get the sense that he thinks I should know, and I quickly say, me and my friends are not from here.
He he said he looks at you, looks around like who you're.
And I point back to Centaur 1 and Blink Mom.
Okay, they are not. You point, and they are not there. Because you went on your own apparently.
Okay.
He's just
All right, so
incredibly
he's
confused.
gonna get arrested, and then we're gonna have to go down and be character witnesses.
No, like I know they're not with me, but they're like a far away from me. Like
He says, "Oh, okay." He like looks around, doesn't see anyone. Is like, "What do you mean you're not from here?" He is getting suspicious now.
okay.
Oh, no.
Well,
No, this is fine. This is fine. It'll be okay.
well, because we're from the brigade, and so we were like doing jobs around the whole continent, like to keep things peaceful.
Continent
And
in
then
quotes, but continue.
Yeah,
Island, whatever.
and then we came across some Digizoid,
Uh-huh.
and
He's still
then
looking at
we
you suspiciously. Just so you know, Kaz, add a character. Digizord is incredibly rare. Probably not the best thing to go around telling everybody that you have.
okay.
But he's like, well, currently, if you have, in fact, have Digizoid, it currently can't be made and is being worked on as we speak, and hopefully will be finished in the next few days, and be what's the word I'm looking for? My brain just stopped working when I was trying to think. Be set. The situation should be settled in a few days here, hopefully. We have people looking into it currently, but we found nothing. And he looks you up and down after you said you're from the brigade, and he kind of just like thinks and just like, is that all? I can't really help with that. We're working. All I can tell you is that we're working on it. Apollomon knows. If you are from the brigade, I guess I can tell you that. Because he obviously is looking at you like he's not ever seen you in he hasn't like seen you at all.
Okay.
And he says it's being worked on. Something's probably wrong with. If I had to take a guess, it's not really my expertise. It's probably something to do with the pipes, but
Pipes. I said pipes.
Okay, well, could you please direct me to your superior officer?
I mean, Kaz, just so you are aware, because I know you, he is an ultimate. He is the superior officer technically.
Oh,
The only one
okay,
above,
well-
the only one technically above him would be Apollo.
I want to speak to your manager. I am the manager.
The only one technically above him, you would know, would be Apollomon. And
Okay.
unless it was involved taking out wilds, maybe metal tyrannomons, but that's not going to be in this situation. So if you want to rephrase that, you can, but otherwise...
Okay.
Is that a no then? Are you not going to rephrase that? Or are you just going to...
Well,
Basically, there's no manager to speak to, so we don't need to ask about that.
I know.
Okay.
We'll come back. Keep thinking about what you're going to ask him. I'll let you ask him one more thing before he's going to brush you off. But
Okay.
meanwhile, the other two, what do you guys want to do?
Well, like I said, I wanted to see if there are any like pipes or anything that connect into the connect into the forge, like their facilities or what have you, and see if there's like
Okay.
something that
So the
feeds
best way I
in
can how I could
heat or
describe the
lava
city,
or
like
whatever.
it's a city made out of like the majority of the city is made out of metal.
Metal.
And then it is outside of it is covered in like the dome uh that you can't see through on this side, but you could see through when you're outside of it. uh Once you entered into like after you entered it finished entering into the city, you can't see like the outside. Like the outside is like opaque is the best way I could describe it. uh Probably made that way so that the sun's not you know murdering everybody inside. uh so if you had to guess, without doing a knowledge check, all the pipes are probably coming from underneath where the city is.
Okay, so then I would be going down. I would want to say like let's try and go down to the bottom floor or something like that, and see if we can figure out where that is, and if we're allowed to go in and check it out.
uh you can make me either survival checks or persuade checks. Different things depending on what you choose.
I'll try survival.
Yeah, I'll also try survival.
Oh my god.
That's 17. He hasn't added his bonus in yet. Um, well, you don't really know the city too well, probably being the first time you've been here. I'll leave that up to you, Blitmon, being a courier across the. Because you were.
I would have probably tried to avoid this place if I could have, because
Okay.
it is very hazardous.
Okay, fair enough. Being the first time here, you probably don't have really any idea what you're doing, but a lot you get. Well, if the city is like in the center of this place, probably the ways to go down are probably on like the outsides of the city.
Okay.
Like most cities, it is a circle. Uh, and going to the outside of cities, you can find a way. You have no problems getting down to like underneath like the first place. It looks like the area under the first part of the city also contains all the residential areas of the city. So like it looks it's the best way I can describe this place. It's kind of like Midgard in in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, Midgar. Okay.
Midgar, sorry, Midgard is Norse things.
Yep.
Sorry.
I was like, oh, okay, weird. I wasn't
No, but it's like
expecting Norse.
Midgar. It's like Midgar where it's like a layered. So the top is where they do all of the crafting and stuff, and then the next layer seems to be the residential areas where you don't have a problem getting down. But anything past that, you'll notice that there are going down the stairs is guarded by either Triceramon or Metal Tyrannomon. So do with that information as you will.
Well, then I would like to, see if we can meet back up with Tyrannomon and be like, hey, I think we've got a direction that we can look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kaz, what's the last thing you want to ask him before he has to go away?
Um,
You would already know where the direction. Actually, give me a knowledge check to see if you can remember things. If you know that, if you know what I just explained to the two of them is or not. Yes, you would already know that.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess I'll just say I don't need to ask him anything, so
Okay, you're
I'll
just gonna.
just say just go away. Yeah.
All right, so
Okay, bye.
he's like, he's just so confused and suspicious. He's like, what the heck? You see, you kind of hear him as you walk away. He's like, what the heck just happened? But he
It
goes
was
back.
just, this
He
was
goes.
all a dream.
He goes back to patrolling. And just he's like, I don't. I don't care enough. Uh. So yeah, where do you guys re-meet back up at, if at all?
Is there like an inn that we would maybe be planning to stay at?
I mean, there would be in the residential area most likely.
How about we meet back up there?
It sounds good.
All
That's
right.
your plan.
Kaz, roll me another knowledge check.
Okay. Do I have to remember how to get back there?
No, just this is for something else. Okay, good enough because that's a
Oh,
10. You know that there's only two brigade members. There is a specific. I'll let you know this. To brigade members, you know because it was basically training. Like this is where each of you are supposed to stay if you go to any of these areas. Uh, there is one for brigade members in town, and you know where it is easily. Law and Blitmon, Centarmon and Blitmon, also roll me a knowledge check to see if you remember.
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, Shadow, you don't.
I think I do.
Yeah, you're good. Uh,
Don't worry, just that's why you stuck with me.
My memory is failing me. Thank you, Toromon.
it's just all right. You're overheating right now. Yeah. You guys will eventually all meet up at the brigade. In quotes, it is basically a cheap ass building that the brigade members have made for, and it not look like it has been used at all recently.
No, that's fine. That just means that we've got the space to ourselves.
Uh, Yep. We'll say, who do I want to say is running it? That's a good question. You know what? We'll just say a regular ass Agumon is running it. Cause why not? What the fuck is? Oh, that's why. Where is that? What is that? Interesting. Sorry, I'm just looking at Digimon and I'm just wondering what the heck that's from. Um, yeah, so you meet up and exchange what information you have. By this point, it's about like 2-ish.
Okay. Well, then let's. I guess it doesn't hurt us to try and go
Kaz, can you
down.
do me a favor and roll me a knowledge check? To see if you know.
is that? Did you see me?
Yes, you.
Okay.
All right. With what you know of the city, you know that the only people that are allowed down to the lower floors are smaller Digimon for starters, and those who are allowed to go down there. Mostly because the further down you go, the less the less stable, I guess I could say in quotes, the metal things are. Mostly because the platforms get smaller and smaller.
Ah, but we have someone who can fly.
I mean, he's not carrying
Yes.
either. He's not carrying either of you, so
Yeah, but he should be able to get in there safely, is what I'm saying. Like he won't have to, like nothing would break from him being on it. So I think that gives us a reasonable chance of someone who can go in and check stuff out.
uh, you know that I will say with that 15 CAS, you know that because you've probably gone down there before when you were helping with it. Uh, uh, that uh, the next floor down goes out to a a walkway that leads to the another side of the volcano, like outside of it, where it leads to another smaller volcano nearby where uh, before you left as a brigade member, they were using to they were mining it for some reason. You weren't really told what it was.
Okay, well, so should we head outside first then? Or should we, because like it sounds like wherever we go, we're gonna need to go out anyway. So like whatever gets us most directly to those lower floors, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would that be going down inside or going outside first?
Uh, to go to you're in the residential areas. The next one, the next one down is well, what would it be called? I had a word for it and now I can't think of what it would be. Um, uh, no, I can't think of what it was. I've lost it. Uh, all I can really tell you is that there's that with a 15 is that enough to uh the next floor down has like lots of like it's not really I'm gonna call it an empty floor in quotes, but I say an empty floor is in that it's basically all just pipes.
Well, I mean that's kind of what we're looking for, isn't it? Because if the issue is like the heat isn't getting through, then like maybe there's like a blocked or broken pipe or something like that. I don't know. That was just one of my thoughts.
Well, you still have to
Yeah.
get past the two guards that are blocking the way down first.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So going to the guards is where we need to go first. Then. Okay. That was what I
Oh,
was
okay.
thinking.
But yeah,
I
I
didn't know
mean,
if it was like there were guards in the place that we had gone to, but if you go outside, you don't have to like. It's a different thing, or. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't properly understanding. Then yeah. Then
that
let's
you
go. Let's go talk to the
Tyrannomon wouldn't
guards.
know that because he's only worked on it like worked on it a little bit before it was finished, just helping them mine it out a little bit. But yeah, the guards will end up stopping you. Specifically, the Triceramon will stop you. The Metal Tyrannomon won't even look at you. It says, "Hold. Do you have a reason to go to the next floor?"
Yes, we are brigade members, and we've been told that there are issues that are, something's malfunctioning with the heat, and they need people to help figure it out. And we were going to go down and lend a hand, see what we could figure out.
He looks to the three of you, and you're like, "Do you any of you have any knowledge in?" Actually, how do I want to? Actually, I don't know because it's not what that's. So I'm trying to remember how I'm doing things. He looks to the three of you. Uh, looks up to the Metal Tyrannomon and realizes he's not going to get anything from him but looking at him, and just says, "Brigade members. Well, we were due for pipe maintenance, anyways, but looking around to make sure no one's listening, we don't think that's the actual problem. If you could help us with the problem we think it actually is, we would be grateful for that, and then we can pay you,
Yeah,
and then we don't
absolutely.
have to
That's what we're
send,
here for.
and then we don't have to wait weeks on end to find someone who actually wants to come from the brigade to come here, because lots of you in the brigade don't like to come to the volcanic area."
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. No, we're here with the intention of helping. So if you think you know what the problem is, then point us to it.
Well, for the two of you who I assume aren't from here, looking at Tyrannomon, uh, we use the magma and lava of the volcanoes in the area to power all the forges we have to melt down ore to make metal and whatnot, and among other things, he says he's not really telling you what the other things are.
That's
Um,
fine.
the pipes
Doesn't bother
themselves
me.
Are made in a way so that they can grab the necessary magma, lava, whatever, to heat forges to temperatures they wouldn't normally be able to. We have people maintaining them right now, but we think whatever the problem is actually at the source and not here.
Okay, so down and something to do with the actual like lava source.
Yes.
Okay.
One of our more recent ones that we mined out a while back now, but our more recent one, um, I've been told that the lava and whatnot have been stopped coming through the pipes.
Okay. So is there something that's like blocking it, or?
And we don't know.
All right, well, then I guess we should go down and try to find that out for you.
Uh, the Triceramon will once again look up to Metal Tyrannomon. The Metal Tyrannomon will actually respond to him this time. We'll actually look to the three of you as La. You can make me a computer check, actually.
Okay, just a second. 21.
Uh, it's easy to know that this Metal Tyrannomon is obviously scanning the three of you in some way.
Yeah, makes sense.
He says he's just like, give me a second here, as he's looking at him, and he kind of the Metal Tyrannomon then after you assume Law he's finished scans you, he 1 second. Sorry, people are texting me like, hey, can you go do this? And I'm just have to text them back like, no, I'm busy. And a few seconds go by. The Metal Tyrannomon then looks to the Triceramon and nods his head, and he says, and he will turn around, open the gate for you. He says, I'm not going to be able to go down there with you. What you want to do is go down the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, you want to head to your left.
All right, sounds good. Down the stairs to the left. Thank you. Let's head in.
Let's go.
All right. So he well, before you guys, as you guys start going downstairs, he turns around and says, "Oh, looking to Centaurimon and Blintmon. Is that you guys have a way to keep yourselves cold by chance?
Yeah, we should do all right.
All right, just checking. He goes back and closes the gate
Because
behind you.
he's got his ice water, and then I'm adapting currently, so I should be okay.
He closes the door, closes the gate, and locks it behind you guys. And you go down the steps, and as you can see by this floor is a lot, not necessarily bigger, but like taller than the rest of the other floor than the other two floors you were on. As you just walking down, and there's just various pipes going up towards the top, the plate, the metal floor above you.
Good thing I can fly.
And you get to the bottom of the steps, and there's another thing of another gate in front of you that's not guarded by a Triceramon or a Metal Tyrannomon, but instead is guarded by what looks like rookies. Uh, and a sign over top of the gate that says, no non rookies allowed past this point. Or I'll say this: no non-medium sized creatures beyond this point. The better way to describe it.
Hey, they're fat shaming. I'm not okay with that.
If you want to fall into an active volcano, or into a dormant volcano, go ahead, be my guest. But to your right, like I said, there is a pathway through them, but it's all just piping, and that's all it is.
Yeah, we were told to go to the left.
To your left looks to be another tube, like how you entered into the city, that goes out. Looks like it goes towards like the wall of the volcano.
Okay.
I assume you just followed their instructions.
Yeah, I mean, he told us where to go, so I'm gonna listen to him.
As you get closer to the wall of the volcano, you see several pipes around your thing, because as you exit out of the city, out to where this pipe is, once again, the pipe itself, you can see outside of it, and you can see inside to the city now. But obviously you're on a lower floor, so basically all you can see is below you, which that looks to be, like I said, it's a dormant volcano, but looks to be still lava and magma at the bottom of the volcano. I can never remember which one is which. That's why I'm saying both of them.
Magma is when it is still like in the crust. Lava is when it is on the
Then
surface.
it would be lava in this case. And then you walk, and as you're getting closer to the edge of the volcano, there are several pipes going around the tube, but like close to the wall of the volcano, out towards wherever this pipe leads to. And then eventually, probably about 10 minutes of walking ish later, you exit out like about here ish, just a little bit outside of the volcano, and you see that the piping actually you're up rather high on the volcano, and you can see kind of the piping actually the tube itself ends, but the typing looks like it goes down towards. Actually, I'm going to do it on to this one so people can see. It leads down towards this volcano over here.
Okay. So that's what you described earlier. All right. Well, then I guess we're heading towards the smaller volcano, is what it sounds like.
Okay.
Alrighty. How long is that going to be? No. Probably not. Why isn't this working? I'm trying to... No, it's not working. Probably about a couple hours. We'll say about 3 hours to get to the smaller volcano from where you were, because you have to kind of follow a path down uh, to get to the off the bigger one to head towards the smaller one, and you basically end up just follow the piping, and just all of you give me a perception check as you're going along.
22.
Oh dear.
All right. As I don't yet. Oh, okay. Kaz and Law, as you are going down, following this piping, you don't see any piping that's like damaged or like anything
Yeah, I
like.
mean, he did say they thought it was at the source, so I'm wondering if maybe there's like some sort of Digimon has moved in. That well, if it was a Digimon, then they would probably just send people to beat it up. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it is.
Uh, I will. I'm gonna just retcon this a little bit. I will say that has just happened like recently. Like they haven't had time to send anyone to go do it. And
Gotcha.
another thing is that they can't really send any of the higher level guards there because they're too big. Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Also, they don't want to send the metal Tyrannomon because they're afraid they'll explode the volcano somehow.
They'll just go a little bit too ham.
Yes. Uh,
All
so
right, well,
following the
so then yeah, so
piping.
maybe it is something that maybe there's like an angry Marimon that's blocking things up or something.
Following the piping, they eventually leads to a cave that does not look like it was built for even large creatures. So you'll have to start by going in single file.
Okay.
I would.
Who wants to go first?
Uh,
Probably Tyrannomon, I feel like, just because if something
I do need
is
to
like
ask one question.
he's the
Uh,
best one.
are you eating your cooling? Are you gonna be eating your cooling meat for the day, because it's still technically the same day since you woke up?
Oh yeah, I guess so, right? I mean that seems appropriate. That's what we got it for. So
Okay. Um, Even with the cooling meat, you can still feel as you get further and further into this tunnel, cave, whatever that's been dug out. It definitely looks like it's been dug out. This doesn't look like it's been naturally dug out. Like something has drilled, obviously, its way in here, which makes sense because of what they're doing.
right.
And you will get to a bigger part as the source itself opens up. You do see that the actually, how do I want to word this? As you get further in, there are magma pools, I guess is the best way I could describe this, around you where the piping goes into. And you would they be able to? Let's find out. Let me just do something real quick. Law, high or low?
Low.
So as you get further and further into the thing, as you notice that the piping has scratches all over them.
Yeah, seems like we got something in here that's damaging stuff.
But it doesn't look like it would cause the. It doesn't look like the pipes themselves are like destroyed, like whatever they were, like it's held.
Right. It's just a collateral of whatever this is.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then I'm going to. We'll end a little here in a little bit, but I'm just gonna do one thing before we do. I'm gonna bring you to here as the uh, piping along the walls go into a bigger part of this place.
Cool.
Oh, hey, here we go. Oh,
Just
cool,
as,
mini dungeon. Let's go.
and I have it kind of like uh, most of this looks like it's volcanic rock, and the piping seems to go uh, along both sides of the walls and then kind of further in. So all of you make me a perception check to start.
Oh, finally, a good roll.
Hey, not a good roll.
Oh no,
We've traded.
I have given you the bad rolls.
Shadow and Kaz, you hear the voices of Digimon up ahead of you.
Okay.
And they are actually not just grunting and whatever, they are actually speaking.
Intelligent
So
Digimon.
more likely rebels than wild.
Yeah.
I would like all of you also to roll me a knowledge check real quick. Or a, not that it matters. I don't actually know what, it doesn't matter for any of you because it would have been a survival check is what I meant to say.
Oh.
So that was
14,
11.
19.
You are noticing that it is getting a lot hotter, especially when you enter into this room here. Law, what did you get for who got the higher perception checks? Shadow.
I got low perception.
It's hard to tell Shadow or and Blitmon, but the piping looks weirder up like over this way for some reason. But it goes around the corner before you can really tell what happens to it.
Well, the creature we've got going against has rampaged around that corner.
Well, let's go see what it is, I suppose.
Yeah. Let's go invest.
Yeah.
All right.
Nobody moved.
Yeah, you can move now. I will let you know when I have to ask you to stop. I would have asked you to do a little bit at a time, but that's fine right there. When you get to probably about there-ish, you can all now hear because you're close enough. Someone say, well, is just like someone, you hear someone say someone's coming, and then you hear footsteps, but nothing comes out towards you.
Go a little bit further, I suppose. Mm-hmm.
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 Oh.
Peek around the corner a little bit. Hmm. Anything so far?
Nope.
Going further.
Anything?
Nope, nothing happens. When you do get to about there, Law, before you go any further,
I backed that.
something I will have to say now is that it is now incredibly hot in here, um, as you are basically walking on. It is like hot underneath your feet.
Basically walking on ash, yeah.
Uh, how can I describe what it's like? There is definitely there is definitely magma running underneath your feet, and then Blitmon, you can now see something. I assume that's you, right?
Yep, that's me.
There looks to be like something that kind of maybe resembles a Tyrannomon around the corner.
Oh dear. It's very spooky.
Unfortunately, well, let me just make sure. When you step, actually no, you can see them, and they are kind of like looking at you, but they haven't made any moves yet.
I let me zoom in. I'm having a hard time seeing what those are.
Sorry, I'm just trying to.
Oh, those look like they might be X-Tyrannomon. Just if they've seen me and I've seen them, I guess I'll just kind of be like, hello. May I ask what you're doing in here?
You see the two of them kind of like just turn around and look around, and it says, "This is our territory. Leave."
Well, unfortunately, something is going wrong, and the city isn't receiving the heat that it needs to function properly. Would you mind if we look around and maybe make some repairs, and then we can be out of your way?
Since you guys are there now, you now see that the reason that the pipes are not draining the magma is that they are kind of melted a little bit.
That's a bit awkward.
Okay, so we'll need to get someone to help.
But I will
repair
say
the
that if these pipes were meant to be taking lava and stuff to the city, there's no way that it should be melted by like the heat. You doubt even the if a Digimon that you can think of that would be able to melt that. So he'll say is like we found this place a few days ago. It's ours now. Get lost.
do you know what happened to the pipes there? What caused that damage?
No, get lost.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that for the good of the city.
Well, what if I just step in front of Centurumon and say,
I would.
repeat?
Okay. I was gonna try and roll persuade.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can roll persuade, but
I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try.
Well, maybe they would.
No, they don't give a shit.
No, they don't give a shot.
No.
All right, Kaz, please. Where do you want to be? Like in these squares here?
Oh,
Yep. All right. Yeah. Do whatever you feel.
yeah. I thought they would react more with a Tyrannomon.
All right. So, Kaz, as you step there, you see several things, and something happens to you, and this is where we're gonna end it for today. For starters, you see several of these, which you can just only describe as because they are technically a subspecies of you, of Dark Tyrannomon, but they look strange, as in their tails and are on fire, and it did look weird and different. But then you also see, which I'll just drag the two of you up here so you can see what he sees.
Oh.
There seems to be another Digimon at the very back of the room, pointing a giant ass gun down at the hallway, and he shoots at Tyrannomon.
Oh,
Um, oh, that's a problem.
So we will do this one attack, and then we will end for the night.
Okay.
So, Kaz, I need you to roll me a dodge check. You will be at a negative because you were not expecting it coming. So, take let's say a 2 negative to your dodge.
Um. Okay. What? Okay.
So it'll be
Don't.
the
Okay.
dodge penalty is what you want to put it in the 2 into.
Okay. Yeah. So the 2. Okay.
Actually, we'll just do his regular one instead of that. 1, 2, 3. Okay. One moment, please.
I think that added the penalty in.
What's your dodge normally?
It's
Yeah, it has
Seven.
-2 in there. It's got the 7 plus 0 -2. It only rolled 5 dice.
Okay, then that's
It did it correctly.
correct then. I'm just making sure he doesn't have anything different. Uh-huh. 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 Nope. Nope, that's correct. All right, Kaz, you are in fact getting hit by this.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay.
As the two of you see a energy blast just come out from the left here and hit Kaz or hit Tyrannomon, and he's going to you're gonna do 1, 2, 3 versus do 2 extra. Okay. So that would make it, and your armor is 8. You're gonna take 4 wound boxes, Kaz.
Okay.
And nope, because he didn't. He just did a regular one. Actually, would have been funnier. It's too late for that. I did the regular. I just did his regular ranged attack for him. And yeah, for reference, you see what looks to be like a metal Greymon, but is all purple, and that is where we will stop.
Oh.
Virus Metal Gray.